Hi, I'm Liz and welcome to the Isle of Smile. I'm going to show you how to make a slug today. So all you need is maybe some plasticine, some modelling clay and some paint and maybe a piece of paper as well and something to draw with. Look, do you want to see my little slug? It's very cute. There he is, look. Already made that, so that's what we're going to make. I'll lift it up so you can see it. I mean, who wouldn't want to have a little slug like this? It's cute. Okay, don't be alarmed. This one is just made out of soft clay, so you can do it over and over again. You can use clay that you actually harden in the oven. If you do that, always get adult help, okay? So I've got a little piece of modelling clay here, and I'm going to show you. Roll it into a ball like this. There we go. This is nice and soft. This just couldn't be simpler to make. And once you've got it into a nice ball shape like that, I'm going to make it into sort of, I'm going to say sausage shape. Just roll it out so it's slightly longer. There we go, so roll it out. And if you can make the top bit so it's nice and smooth as well. You can see I just keep pinching it and moving it around, especially when it's nice and soft like that. There we are, so it's got a nice slug shape. And then we want to do this. I'll do this slowly. So you take your, and then you just pinch it to one side. You can see how I just pinch it. We're just making the antennae there. We just pinch it like that. So you've got one on one side, and then you do another one on the other side. So you just pinch it, and if it doesn't quite work out the first time, you can always do it again. So you're just making the little antennae there. And then I'm going to smooth its face down a little bit. Just give it a little bit of shape there. And then we're going to just move it around. We've got a bit of colour there. I don't know what's happened there. Maybe do it this way then. Here we are. Just going to smooth that round. You see how it's taking shape. And if you don't like the shape, you can always just change the shape again slightly, but there. It's lost its face a bit. Really simple. Pushing that down. And there we are. That's your basic slug shape. Let's have a look at that. Nice purple colour. So I'm obviously using moulding clay that's already got some colour in, but if you just want to use air drying clay, you can, and then you can paint it afterwards. Paint it any colour. There we are. So we've got the nice basic slug shape there. Like that. Little face there. And now I'm going to take, you can actually paint it on, but I'm going to take, I've got a little bit of white. I've got some white clay, and I'm just going to pinch off a couple of tiny bits of that. And I'm going to cut them in two, just break them in two. And those are going to be the eyes. Pinch them out. Then you want to roll them. You can see I've just got a tiny bit there. Just on my fingertip there. I'm just going to roll it in my fingers like that. And then see if you can see what I'm doing there. Hold that, and that just goes, pops it on the end. Like that. There we go. That's one eye. Just press it down so it sticks. And then let's do the other one. Just pop it on the end. There we go. Oops, a slightly different shape. Just press that down. There we go. And that's basically it. That's almost like got a little slug there already. And I'm just going to take a pen, and I'm just going to draw the eyes on like that. One eye there, and another one there. So you've got your slug. Now what this slug needs is a leaf. Of course it does. Let's pop that to one side. Right, so we're going to make a leaf like this. So I'm just going to get a piece of paper. You just draw out a shape, a leaf shape. You don't have to be too worried about the shape for this, so I'm just going to draw just a nice leaf shape like that with a bit of a stem. Colour that in. There we go. I'm going to use slightly darker. Just draw the leaf shape. There we go. Be careful with scissors. Cut this out very roughly. Always cut away from you. Just going to cut out the leaf shape. Get rid of that. So you've got your leaf now. Now I'm going to imagine that the slug has eaten some of the leaf. Can you see how I'm just turning the leaf? Yeah. Just cut a little piece out. And we're going to use this piece of leaf to pop inside the slug's mouth. So let's move this so you can have a good... So you just literally just take the edge of the leaf and slide it in. You see that just there? So it looks a bit like it's chewing on the leaf. There we are. And I'm going to pop the slug on the leaf like that. There we go. And there you have a little slug chewing on a leaf. So I've made that out of modelling clay, so you could squish it up again and make something else. But if you don't want to, if you want to actually use some clay, put that to one side. Look, I've made some of these already. That's one I've coloured in, I've painted. It's a nice little red slug. And if you want to make a snail, all you have to do, just add a little shell. Just roll out a long piece of clay and roll it up like that and then pop it on. And then you've got a little snail. You might have spotted this one on a little plant, look. It's very cute. A nice thing about these slugs, they won't eat your plants. So here's a slug that I made that I'm just going to colour and show you. You can use some paint if you've got some, any colour, acrylic paint, poster paint. Always do a little tester first if you want, just to check that the paint will actually stick on the clay. I'm going to use a special pen, which is like you can draw on all kinds of things. It's like an acrylic pen. Give it a shake. I'm going to colour this one in purple. So I'm just using this pen here. So I'm just going to let that dry, and when this part is dry, then you could do the other end of it. And in the meantime, let me just do his eyes as well. Just take a pen. Here we go. Let's have a look. Just going to rest my hand there. There we go. There's one eye. And, oh, shake your hands. Hang on. Two eyes. There you go. And when his face is, when it's fully dry, then I'll add the mouth. You've got another Another slug. There you go. Like a whole array of them. Look at this one. Look. There's one that I coloured on and drew earlier on. So that's what they look like. I mean, why wouldn't you want a slug?